Hello there, and Merry Christmas to you all.
Christmas! Just a week away!
It's truly been an amazing year for this channel, and thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Without you lot, this channel wouldn't be where it is today. What are we at? We're at like fucking a billion subscribers. That's so fucking cool. So thank you so much for everything. Look at this. What's this? The hoodie's back. Oh my god, I'm truly innovating the YouTube landscape in new and creative ways. This fucking hood. Even got some Japanese with that right there. Japanese on that shit. So what have I been doing, you might be asking? Well, I've been beating Fallout New Vegas and Wolfenstein The New Order, of course. And whilst I was mowing down countless Nazis, it got me thinking about my childhood and all the movies I used to watch growing up, and one of them being the Harry Hill movie. Harry Hill, for anyone who doesn't know, is a British comedian who's well known for his shows such as Harry Hill's TV Burp and You've Been Framed. Now, I actually really liked Harry Hill as a child, mainly because of his like childish, slapsticky style comedy. It really did it connected with me. I liked it. So when I was a child and I found out he had a movie coming out, the Harry Hill movie, I had to see it. I had to. I needed to watch hamsters vomiting. Speaking of which, here's a fun fact for you lot. Fun fact of the day. This is the one and only movie that ever made me physically sick. Ever. No other movie has been able to do it. That film, this film that we're talking about right now, is the only one to ever make me physically ill. Do with that information what you will. Also, after that note, I think it is necessary to say that there is a lot of vomiting in this film. Though it is only slime, it's not like physical vomit. I'd just like to put, I don't know, like a trigger warning. I don't really know, like an alert, a warning, just a warning. I like to put a vomit warning up right here. So if you're like affected by that, or if you're eating anything, do not watch this video. Eat your thing and then come back. Because I will know if you don't. Also, if you do end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. It's a big help. Also, click that like, bell notification, follow my Twitter and TikTok, and let's get on with the video. So, this movie, from what I remember, is a complete clusterfuck. And honestly, I can't think of a single movie that's ever captured its just ridiculous plot or characters or skits. It just feels like someone must have been on someone must have been on something for this movie to be created. Another strange thing about this film is the cast. How the hell did they get any of these people to sign off on this? So you have Harry Hill, obviously, Julie Walters, Johnny Vegas, Simon Bird, and Matt Lucas. What the fuck? Why? Like, I'm honestly just a loss for words. I didn't even realise this until doing further research into the movie. I just think no more talking, because you need to see it to believe it. So without further ado, let's take a look at that acid trip film that is Harry Hill the movie. So the movie starts out with this. Yep, this is the right word for it. So in the span of, I shit you not, 5 minutes, Harry has a shootout with a couple chickens with a fucking railgun and snipers, causing the coop to explode. We're given a backstory on how Harry's parents left him because they didn't want to leave Butlins because of all the attractions they have there. This then causes the nan to give up Harry's brother and just leave him on the side of the road with a bunch of Alsatians. And then we meet Harry's talking vomited hamster played by Johnny Vegas, who in his first appearance in the movie is shown vomiting 3 times within 30 seconds. If that isn't a start to the movie, I don't know what is. And I'm also just clocking right now how hard it'll be to talk about this movie, just for the amount of shit that is happening every second. It is the genuine equivalent of dangling fucking keys in front of a child's face, because it's so distracting. Every second there's a new joke or gag, some good, others No, not really. So Harry takes his hamster to the vet, I'm assuming because of the excessive vomiting, where he meets Simon Bird and his Jacob Sartorius trim, who is completely rethinking his life choices. So Simon Bird and
Guillaume Delany
are the henchmen. Also, if I pronounce that wrong, you can't get mad at me. You have to get mad at howtopronounce.com, where the word of the day is thirsty. I actually found myself liking and almost laughing, almost. Even up for the fact they stick them in the most ridiculous costumes possible, which include Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. Just dated it incredibly. So they're the henchmen for Matt Lucas's character, who is the evil twin of Harry, who's the one who got left on the side of the road with the Alsatians, and he wants Abu, the hamster, for whatever reason.
Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me.
So, I don't really know how to break this to you lot, but this film likes to partake in songs. Yes, plural. Some of them are original and others aren't, and they're just so random, it's even hard to comment on them. So let's get back to the main story then. So again, in record-breaking time of 5 fucking minutes, we're introduced to the main villain played by Matt Lucas. We learn that Abu the hamster is in love with Rihanna, and in fact, no one can understand what he's actually saying, even though he talks. They all decide to go to Blackpool to celebrate Abu's last week of being alive, because Simon Bird, as the vet, told them he only has a week left to live. Oh yeah, Simon Bird, fuck you. We then get a whole original song about Blackpool, and then Simon Bird and his friends show up in Catholic uniforms to try and capture Abu. We also get this scene.
The power of Christ compels you!
You'll never convert me.
In nomine Patria Filiet Spiritus Sancti.
Is this a joke?
So the two Frenchmen... Yeah. No, fuck you, we're going with that. So the two Frenchmen fail at their attempt to get Abu and end up having to return to Matt Lucas empty-handed. And by the way, yes, I will be calling the characters by their actors' names, which is a shame, especially when the movie came up with such incredible names as Ed and Kisco. Matt Lucas then starts singing. No, I'm not joking. And not just any song. Oh no, not just any song. Motherfucking Nutbush City Limits.
You ain't number 19. The people keep the city clean. They call it Nutbush. Oh, Nutbush.
Okay, you know what, movie? I take back everything. Anything I ever said about you. Whether it's now, whether it before or after this, I don't mean it. This movie is amazing. So it turns out the sat-nav actually takes Harry and the gang to Blackpool. Do you guys get it? Because it's not Blackpool, it's Blackpool.
Pokemon go to the...
They then stay at a B&B that's owned by the pop rock band The Magic Numbers.
In a B&B, you won't feel so alone in a B&B.
Okay, you know what? This is wholesome. I can get with this. So now, in 6 fucking minutes, this happens. Harry and the gang go to a power station for a tour around it. They find that there's no one there, so Harry bribes the cleaner, played by Jim Broadbent, with a Nando's club card to let them see around the plant. Simon and Kisco appear and try to catch Abu. Abu then walks to a radioactive room where he transforms into a huge laser-shooting and fire-breathing monster. The UK military come to take him down.
Sure, I was born in Carlisle, but I was made in the Royal Navy.
He transforms back into his normal self, returns to the gang. They walk on a beach and find a man made of shells. Yes, a man who is literally made of shells, who comes from an ancient race of shell people, who is played by Mr. Poppy. No, I'm not joking. And that all happened in 6 minutes. May I remind you, we're only halfway through this movie. So the shell man brings Harry and Julie and the hamster back to the shell cave, where Harry falls in love with the shell woman. They sing a song. Harry leaves because he doesn't like the water. They then go to a circus and Harry gets tricked into fighting Kisco, and the winner gets Abu. Harry figures out that if he tickles Kisco, he can win, so that's what he does. So then Harry and Nan try and find some petrol, to which another song is sung. Beavis and Butthead try to get the hamster and fail again, so Matt Lucas hires a fox puppet, and it's treated as if this is a big reveal, like we're going to react like, oh, Not the French fox puppet, you monster. That's the oldest trick in the book. So the gang gets picked up in a not totally suspicious limousine and taken to Blackpool by the fox, where they disguise the fox as a hamster and switch him out for Abu. All the while, Harry's girlfriend comes back because she misses him. They end up finding out that this isn't Abu. Shock. And sing a song about it. Yep. And how could I? How silly of me. And so does every other character in this movie up until this point. So they then find a trail of barbecue beef hula hoops and follow it to find Abu. They finally get to the villain's lair, which revealed the reason why Matt Lucas wants Harry's hamster is to plastinate him and put him in his own little world so that he can control everything he does. I mean, okay, it kind of makes sense, and when we're giving a blessing like this, just take it. Then a massive fight sequence happens, Abu escapes his death, and then Matt Lucas releases the brains, which are massive walking brains with mouths. No, how the fuck did I ever understand this as a kid? I just don't get it. I would be sat here and I'd be like, oh yes, of course, the biting brains. Oh yes, of course. Like, I just didn't question it. I never questioned anything. Should I be worried? So then Harry plays his flute at them, and then they start dancing. Then the shell people come back, burst through the door, and blow up the brains with a bazooka. No, I'm not going to question it. So then Matt Lucas climbs Blackpool Tower with Abu. Why he does this, I'm not really sure. It's never explained. Genuinely. Like, I'm assuming he was going to drop him, but you could drop Abu at any height of the Blackpool Tower and then he would die. I don't know why he had to go to the top. Like, it's never explained why he did this, ever. There's no inner monologue, there's no like, oh, I've got you now. He just grabs him and climbs the top of the Blackpool Tower. He never even ends up dropping Abu. Abu ends up falling because he slips off Harry's shoe. Then Julie Walters flies a helicopter up there where she explains she served in Vietnam. We're getting to the end. Stay with me. The two henchmen then have a change of heart and realise that Matt Lucas is a bad guy. They climb up there, beat Matt Lucas up. He falls, somehow doesn't die. Abu falls as well, but is caught and the day is saved.
What's that you're sucking? A green felt tip pen?
Yeah.
That's why he's been throwing up. Where did you get this?
Sorry, Harry. I planted it in your house. Hamsters love to suck on a felt tip, but it makes them sick. I knew you'd bring him to my vet surgery and then I could steal him.
Right, so you didn't think to steal Abu then, when you gave him the pen?
Yeah.
Harry, mate, I'm not being funny. Look, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you. As much as I've slagged off your movie, I'm a fan of you. But you have no right to call out any bullshit or continuity errors in any film ever again. And then we're on to the ending song, because they've got to fill out the extra 2 minutes somehow. So they end up singing You've Got the Love, and I swear to God, because of how much I watched this movie as a kid, this version of the song is the only one I can hear when I hear the actual version. I'm not joking. Another thing that I absolutely love is how sick of life Johnny Vegas sounds singing his part. You can just tell he's just done.
Sometimes it seems going is just too rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do.
And then another strange thing about the movie is that at the end it says in memory of Dylan with old footage of a hamster on it. And I did some research on whether this was like Harry's hamster, because I thought, oh, well, that kind of excuses it if there's like a passion project as like, you know, as kid him for his hamster or whatever. But even fucking Wikipedia doesn't know. It literally says we have fuck all idea of whether this was Harry's hamster or not. So that's brilliant. So yeah, that was Harry Hill the movie. I'd rather have just done drugs.